Alright, looks like we are live. Welcome everyone to episode 16 of Your First Jungle Clear. I've had about a 2 or 3 week hiatus. I think it's been 2 weeks since my last one. Been working on some other things, but really excited to be back here. We've got a full lineup of guests here for tonight. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me all good, see me all good. We'll jump into this pretty quickly. A little bit about the show if your first time coming on. This is all about your early jungle path as a jungler. My channel is all about jungling. Why the early jungle path, you might ask? It's the most important aspect. You have the most impact as a jungler in terms of the early game. The higher you climb, the more importance it is to have a very solid jungle path. So even if you're lower elo, this is still going to be very helpful for you. Sort of just understand a little bit more about early jungling and how you can have max impact in terms of the early game. Alright, Yusuf, I see you in the chat here. I'll drag you in just a moment. I'm just going to post the stream here to my Discord, make sure everyone knows that I'm live. So the way this works is, so we'll be dragging each person in, each guest for their review. If you guys have any questions in the chat, just let me know, chuck them in the chat. I'll try and answer them after each review, but I'll also try and look as well at the chat as well as I am doing the review, just in case you guys have questions in between it. But I am very focused on helping the guests as they come on. Wolfgang says, love your vids, great to hear. All there to help you become a better jungler. Alright, so I think we are good to drag in our first guest. This is a Nunu game, which I'm really excited about. So obviously I released my Nunu guide this week. Definitely put a lot of effort into that. Had some good feedback already. Some people have got some good results. That's awesome to see. And we're, starting off the episode 16 with a Nunu game. So I think that's very fitting. I just really like Nunu. I think he's such a fun champ to play, especially in terms of tank. I think he's like the most fun tank jungler to play in League at the moment. Alright, so this is a Bronze 1 game over in the European West server. Alright, I'm going to drag you in now, Yusuf. Alright, Yusuf, you're on the air. Can you hear me all good?
Yeah, all good. Can you hear me?
You're a little bit low. I think it might be my end.
No, it's me actually. I turned myself lower because my keyboard is kind of loud.
Okay.
So I thought it'd be best if you turn me up instead.
Yep.
If that's okay.
Yep, let's do that. Alright, talk now again.
Yeah, hello.
Alright, I think we should be good. Let me know stream if we can hear Yusuf okay. Actually, I might just turn that up as well. Alright. Alright, Yusuf, your game should be up on stream now. There's about like a 5 or so second delay, but I'll sort of like slow down the review based on that. So if I'm going too fast, just like sort of let me know.
No worries, thanks for letting me know.
Okay, so let's get your vision here. Ray in the chat says, do you think the hydraulic press strat works with Shaco? Definitely. I definitely do think so. Shaco's strength, though, is more... I think he's really good for getting in weak junglers' faces early game, really punishing them on buffs and stuff. So I think that would be more my priority for Shaco. Like double Rift Sculler... you're obviously going to be running that Ignite, those 2v2s. I think that Shaco's, his mobility and the way he can move around the map is so good that he can like impact really like all 3 lanes and still sort of have a hydraulic press mindset. That's sort of like the strategy with him. But I think for Xin Zhao, that's obviously where I really honed in on that in that guide. I think that's literally his identity. But I think Shaco's very versatile. You can shut down that enemy jungler because Xin, you sort of can take their red buff, but I think that it's just better to be using your lanes to carry you, because Shaco is sort of a 1v5 champ. You can actually carry the game yourself and split push, but Xin Zhao, you really need to rely on that early game. Alright. Alright, so you can see the stream all good, Yusuf?
Yeah, all good, man.
Okay, so, oh, we're in 12 minutes in the game here, so not where we want to be. So I like to always start with, let me just get nameplates on here as well. Obviously, I talk a lot about my videos having an early game plan and thinking about a win condition with your lanes. What were you thinking if you can remember this game? Or let's say if you didn't think of a game plan, what would be, looking at the champs now, what would be your go-to?
No, for sure. I did think about the game plan. I wasn't gonna blind pick Nunu. I picked it after the Z.
Excellent.
I thought that I couldn't really impact top or bot. It's kind of a stalemate, like both lanes early game. I feel like anyway. And I remember that Z is one of the key champs you can use to like synergize well with Nunu. So I was definitely thinking about doing the standard route. So red into Raptors, then Krogs, and then look to my blue and see what's happening around the map. And look for mid. I think that's what I wanted to do next after that.
Yep, I think you're pretty much spot on here, Yusuf. I think that bot's very hard to gank, the fact you have a Soraka Sivir. So the level 3 gank, obviously, that I talk about in my Nunu guide. I definitely think that... So, I mean, to kill this Vel'Koz here, we need a bit. Like, he's got Flash and Barrier, so he's gone very defense. Obviously, I think it's going to be very easy to burn these summoners from him, but we probably need to burn them before... Like, Z level 6 can kill him, and I think that's very good for these lane ganks mid. But I think in terms of early game, it might be a little bit harder. And I think I said as well in my guide, ganking, I felt like ganking mid early with AD champs that they didn't really have sort of level 6 their one-shot potential, like the Z ult, Talon ult, Yas ults. It's sort of like a little bit difficult. So I sort of lean away from mid
I see.
with
I don't
Nunu.
recall that.
Yeah,
Sure. Okay, cool.
maybe I didn't talk about that in the guide, but it's because the thing about with Nunu lane ganks with W, without your boots, you're actually very slow. So you need to have that extra move speed for that W lane ganks for it to work effectively, because the lane's just too short, and like by the time they see you, which is here, it's actually like sort of too late, you know. But if you have your boots, you're just like flying up here, and then they can't really get like there's no counterplay to it.
For sure.
So, I mean, I think that this is definitely the right path. I definitely don't think I would do the level 3. I think that top is potentially gankable. I'm not going to lie. I think that,
You'll see shortly after.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
Why it wasn't. Yeah. Because I definitely wasn't stuck, okay, mid. No, I just wanted to, like, go from what the lane states were.
Yep, I think that's definitely the way to go. Alright, red, Raptors... Ooh, okay, so we did Krugs here, so you actually didn't do that path you talked about. So you're looking for a level 3 gank? Was that the idea here?
No, I was looking to do red, Raptors, Krogs, look blue, and then see what the other lanes are saying, really. I was pinging, I think Shaco would start top, and I was trying to spam ping the Teemo, and there he is, but it's okay.
Yep. Yeah, so that sort of eliminates top here. So, I mean, looking at your options here, so where do you think Shaco is right now, by the way?
Well, Shaco did his red, how much CS does he have? So 12, so he did red, Raptors, Krugs. So he's either looking to back, go to his bot side, or maybe he's looking to cheese the Teemo again, but no, or look mid. So Zed's towards Shaco's area, basically, so he could look mid. Zed has a big escape. I would just back. I would just back and reset if I was Shaco. Oh, I'll look for top score. I couldn't see that. That's up. I probably did think that, but...
Do you have consume? We can just consume smite this and just run away, I think. Okay, you did get it.
Yeah, I'm a bit behind.
Nice. I think you're going for a double rift scuttler here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I skipped the blue. This is what I wanted to ask, whether or not that was right to do. Just skip the blue and just go straight to...
Yeah, I definitely think it's the way to go.
Okay, cool. I did, I waited a long time till I did blue. I think I did it on 6 minutes when I watched it back, so I wasn't sure if it was the right play or not.
Okay, so now you're in, yeah, a little bit of a dilemma here in terms of the way you're playing. So I definitely like the double risk guy. I think that this is the way to go. I mean, look at your CS right now compared to Shaco. You're literally like him doing that, pushing him off that Rift Sculler was really, really good for you because he's he's probably just doing his top camps right now. No, he's actually basing onto blue. Okay, never mind. He was actually too low. So you have two options here. It's like either Raptors, Krugs, base, or blue Gromp base. But I mean, obviously, when you come here, it's sort of a little bit inefficient because your wolves aren't up, right?
I think I did do Raptors and Krugs and back. I think that's what I did. That's why it felt so weird.
So I think that that's actually a big mistake because Dragon's coming up in 30 seconds right now. So if you were to do your bot camps right now, you're forced to go topside. And then you're doing your topside camps, and then guess what? You're leaving open now bot.
Yeah, you're right.
So I think that the way you need to think about this is, especially when Dragon's coming up, how can I create an efficient jungle path around the objective? And the answer to that question would be to do Raptors, as inefficient as it might be. Raptors, blue Gromp. Actually, no, your wolves would be spawned by then as well. I would even take wolves, and you'd be so far ahead in terms of experience and gold. That would be a great path.
After you back now.
What was that? So you're saying back right now?
No, if I were to back right now, is that what you're saying, or go straight away to my top side?
No. So you go straight away to your top side. You do blue,
Okay.
Gromp. Oh, well, I mean, it sort of depends what's going on bot right now as well. Because, I mean, Shaco's actually pressuring here. So... Okay, actually, I wouldn't be worried about Shaco getting this dragon at all. So Shaco's actually very weak at doing dragon pre-level 6. Because you have this Rift Scuttler, the fact that you won't show on the map doing this path, I wouldn't be afraid of Shaco taking dragon at all. So I would just take Raptors, yeah, blue, Gromp, maybe skip wolves. Yeah, so I'm saying that wolves would be up, Yusuf, by the time you do blue and Gromp.
For sure.
Then reset, and then the great thing, now you're bot, and then you can do Krugs, and you're leaving that option open for Krugs bot.
Yeah, I think this is the part where I tried to look mid. I'm not sure if I remember that correctly.
Well, we definitely need a base right here. Yeah, okay, we do base. Okay, this is such a good example right now. Imagine if you did that path, and you were bot side right now. What's the objective you can get right now?
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
So let's say we did that path in terms of you did that blue Gromp wolves and then base, and you would be bot side right now, and you have mid priority and you have bot priority. So what can we get?
For sure, Drake, easy.
So you see how like detrimental that path of doing Krugs was?
Yeah, for sure. I think I fell into the trap of, okay, I got 2 scuttlers. I gotta do something now because there are camps bot side. I might as well do them, which is obviously wrong.
Yes, I think this is actually going to be yeah, really helpful for you in terms of thinking about your paths around dragon. Remember that 5-minute mark? Like that's where you and getting early drags as Nunu is great, especially the fact that you have. I mean, these laners are pretty strong, I'll be honest. Like Siva, Soraka, and then Zed mid, like you should have priority here to do dragon early. And again, Shaco would have showed top here, free dragon. This would have been the freest dragon.
I just didn't want to show, I was just hovering.
Yeah, I think it's a waste of time to show top here. I mean, you actually still have the opportunity just to do dragon. Literally just go to dragon right now, Yusuf, I think. Don't do your red, just take drag straight up. Take Rift Sculler here.
For sure.
So like what I'm seeing here, this is a very defensive play right now, and this is, I would only be doing this if I'm scared of Shaco or I'm behind. And the fact that you're 20 CS up on him right now and you know where Shaco is, this is not a time to be defensive. This is a time to be getting the Rift Sculler, getting the dragon. Then you have plenty of time to do your camps after that, you know?
Be more proactive and stuff.
But I like that what you're thinking here in terms of these mid ganks, but again, without boots, see like the difference? The difference in boots here would be potentially a kill.
I see.
So think about mid next time, Yusuf, is like when you're ganking mid, try and have boots beforehand. And I should have mentioned this in the guide probably. I definitely didn't mention this in the guide.
I've learned it now. It's a great help. Thank you, man.
Right, so that's all I really want to go over for your early jungle path. Did you have any other questions, Yusuf?
Yeah, I noticed I was gonna ask you a question in Discord, but I thought I might as well do it now.
Absolutely.
I noticed in your guide and your 2 live commentaries, after you spawn, you don't tend to W to the next camp
Yep.
or the lane. What is it, like a conscious decision or what's up with that?
Yeah, so if you W out of base to get to places faster, you don't have the option. Like, let's say if I'm gonna W out of base to here, and I'm like trying to do my camps. Then the cooldown on W, because the cooldown of W starts when the snowball stops, right? So then I don't have an option to lane gank. And like that 5, 6 seconds or 7 seconds could be the difference between me getting a gank opportunity off or not.
I see. So it's not worth the extra distance you gain from Wing outside of base then?
Maybe sometimes, but I just never do it because I always want the option. I feel like that just doesn't make too much of a difference, I'll be honest. I think that none of my games I would be like, I wish I was on the map quicker with my W. It's more like, okay, I may be slower on the map, but I have that option to W in case a fight breaks out. Because these areas right here is like right here, like I talk about in the guide, here, these are like the W gank areas. Like this is where you start the, the airplane mindset to start charging up. And if you W out of base, your cooldown by the time you get here is going to be still on. So you don't have the option to W.
So you basically lose that pressure then?
That's right. Yeah. You always want options. Okay, always have options.
Understood. Thanks, man. You've been a great help.
All right. No worries, Yusuf. Thanks for coming on, and I'll see you next time.
See ya.
All right. That was our first guest there. Good Nunu game. I will take a quick look at chat here whilst I get the next game up. Do you ever run Predator, Protobelt, and Nunu? No. I did talk about in my guide, never run Predator on Nunu. I think Aftershock's just the way to go. I think last season Predator was good, and Protobelt as well, like, you're not meant to be doing damage. Your job is to be a tank and peel your carries, and you do a lot of damage with Nunu without the Protobelt. Like, between Cinderhulk, Aftershock, like, all the synergizers of all the damage, building tank is, like, a lot. Protobelt doesn't really make, I think, too much of a difference. Obviously, Protobelt, the active is good to get on people, but I just don't think that it's worth it. Like, the tankiness, you miss out on Knight's Vow, you miss out on Dead Man's. These are 2 very, very good items for Nunu, like I talk about in the guide. So, yeah, Dylan says maybe blue, Gromp base, bot camps for drag. Yeah, that's what I talked about there. That's definitely the way to go. Yuns Alg says, yo, what's going on, man? All right, let's get our next guest in here, which is Meme Sama. So let's get his game up. This is an Ekko game of his over on the North American server. I'll drag you in just a sec. I'm just going to get the game up right now. Also, this is a really good time to ask any other questions if you guys watching in the chat have any. Right, so Moldova here is platinum. Again, this is an Ekko game of his. It is a loss. 276. 276, here we go. Alright, Fauncy here says, Kayn best path in. I think Kayn's best path in, you still want to be incredibly efficient. You still want to get to level 6 as quickly as possible. I still think it's the old Season 9 path. Red, Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, Blue into Rift Scuttler. But I would recommend watching Kayn One Tricks. I'm not an expert on Kayn at all compared to them, but I think that's just the best, most efficient path. I know there's very creative ways to play him, but I think that full clearing. Actually, we have literally Invade Blaster here, who's a Kayn One Trick here to answer your question as well. So, yeah, full clearing, definitely the way to go is Kayn. All right, Meme Summer, I just dragged you in if you want to unmute.
Yo.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's going good. You and you?
Instead of Meme Summer, what's your real life name? It's a little weird calling you Meme
It's
Summer.
Gabriel.
Gabriel?
Gabriel.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, Gabriel, I'm just getting your game up right now. It's going to be on
Yeah,
stream
sure.
in a moment.
Take your time, bro.
And how's your ranks been going so far this season? I think this is the first time you've been on the show, right?
Yeah, first time, yeah.
Excellent.
I joined the Discord like
pretty recently, right?
a week ago, yeah, pretty recently, yeah.
So how's your ranks been going as of recent?
I'm just hardstock platinum player.
Okay.
I picked plateau last season, but I was always like playing just playing non-stop. I wasn't thinking about improving compared to this season when I just really focused on like improving in the jungle rather than just spam games.
So you're thinking of more quality versus quantity.
Exactly. Like I will like start like by putting myself like objectives before every game on skills to improve in jungle and things like that.
So what would you say is holding you back right now? What do you think is the thing in your gameplay that you're really struggling with at the moment?
I'm way too aggressive. I die to early ganks quite often because I play way too aggressive. I think sometimes my paths, my camp sequence is not as great as it should be. I have not that of a great map awareness. I started to use F keys not so long ago.
Great. Yep.
Yeah. So like checking my map every 3 or 4 seconds, I found a video where it's like every 3-4 seconds it says map and you have to look at your map. So I will like try to practice that, like just checking my map really often between my camps, like in between when I'm going from red to raptors, just checking FKs, checking the waves, like the state of the wave, checking it's favorable for a gank or not, and things like that. I think like just learning the way the waves are working, it's really good to know if it's a good gank or not. Of sure, if like the enemy has like 20 creeps with him, like that, even if it's a 2v1, he can still win because of the creeps.
So you would say that you think your wave understandings, like you'll understand if a wave's push in or slow push in or going to push back? Okay.
Yeah, I need to like work on that.
One thing I would say about the map awareness thing, I think it's very good to train up the skill to subconsciously just be looking at the map all the time, so you don't need to actually think about it and pressing those buttons.
Yeah.
Don't sometimes overthink it. So yes, it's good to be having really good map awareness, but sometimes it's like I won't look at lanes to like maybe clear camps a little bit faster. Like sometimes not looking at lanes, like sometimes you do need to clear your camps efficiently and actually look at your camps.
Yeah.
But sometimes just only look at lanes where you're really thinking about win condition. Like sometimes look at other lanes, but if one lane's not your win condition, don't really look at it that often. And sometimes just looking at the minimap can be enough information as well. That's the thing. So minimap can provide a lot. F keys just gives you that extra like knowledge. It's about looking at the wave.
Yeah, it's all about
So I definitely think it's very important to learn that skill, but don't be like all crazy thinking like, oh, I got to F key all the time and like just crazy buttons and stuff, because then
just practice myself to have a good map awareness. That's all I want, because I want to be like like you always like hear that in Virkayu videos. If I don't know if you know, he has a channel on YouTube, Virkayu. He always says about reactive like a jungler who like you don't stop doing your camp and go help your laner if he's in a fight on a skirmish. So I have also to work on that one.
Yep,
like
definitely good things to learn.
Yeah. Stop doing camp.
So this is an Ekko game of yours.
Yeah.
In terms of runes, so Dark Harvest, I definitely think Dark Harvest is the way to go. Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter, Magical Footwear, Cosmic Insight, Attack Speed, AP Armor. So I think your runes are all good here. You're into a Xin Zhao. I think Xin Zhao does pretty good into Ekko early.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. So do you want me to talk about like my how I think before, like my plan to this game, or
Absolutely. I was just about to ask that. So,
Okay.
what's win condition?
Okay.
What are you thinking? What's your early path?
Okay, well, I always check like the matchup. So we have Exaya with a Morgana versus a Kalista and Leona. It will slowly push towards, I think, towards Kalista, and like normally it will push towards Kalista and Leona because of the W of Kalista. They have a better like wave clear, if I'm saying correctly. So it will be hard to gank the bot lane because of the C of Leona. Mid lane, it's the buff of mid laners are really weak early game. It will still push slowly towards the Vlad because of the range of Victor. So mid is one of my priority because it's my Vlad is basically my win condition this game, with Xayah as well because they scale really well. So I really want to get Vlad fed. Top lane, it's a really weird like lane because you don't see like often. I'm a main Volibear, and you don't see often top Volibear versus Renekton. But I think like Renekton wins that lane in any cases, as I'm against Xinzao, who is a super strong early game jungler. As Ekko, you don't really want to die early game, so I should probably ward like River, like I think I did, or my blue, to see if he doesn't evade, because early game, what I want, I think, to do against Xinzao, just trying to counter gank, not trying to 1v1 him, just trying to stop him from getting a big lead, because I outscale him after like mid game. So just like don't letting him get fed over like my bot lane, because I think he should prioritize, because he has a Leona, my bot lane, and the top. Like mid is for him, it's kind of difficult to gank Vladimir because of his W. So like what I should have done this game, just trying to like track Xingzao and counter gank him as much as possible and keep my farming up.
Okay, that's a pretty good analysis, Gabriel. That's very, very in-depth. But that's obviously very hard to sort of all ingest and think about, like, you know, the short couple of minutes you have before the game, right? So, I mean, looking at it now, you can definitely analyze it. I could analyze it forever as well. But the actual simple fact right now that we just need to look at is we're into a Xin Zhao. And your actual goal is to just avoid Xin Zhao at all costs. And you need to be on the opposite side of him at all costs. So, who wins 2v2 up top? You and Volley, or Xin and Renekton?
It was in Renekton 100%.
Who wins 2v2 mid?
Xin and Renekton. Vladimir is way too weak early game.
Who wins 3v3? Bot.
With bot?
Yeah.
Their bot lane, because of the C of the Leona and his strong early game. Like I just can't win. There's no skirmishes unless he's low on health, because of camps. There's like, I don't think there's a skirmish that we can win early game.
So that's right. So everything, your entire game plan is literally about avoiding Xin Zhao. And the most important thing about this, and farming, that's right. And we need to know where he started, right? So this is very important, this information. So looking at the map right now, 1 minute 40 seconds on your screen. Renekton showed here. Where's bot? Where do you think Xin started right now?
145. We didn't see bot yet, so he probably started blue because they leashed him, unless they fake leash, but you can never like tell for sure if they leashed him. But I'm pretty. I think he started blue.
Yeah, we're going to assume.
And he's pathing through top.
That's right. So based on your path here, Gabriel, that means that you're going to meet him top. So this is essentially already limits all options topside. Like, it's a huge risk. And even getting this Rift Scalar. So I would not worry about it at all. My instant path, as soon as I see Xin Zhao start blue, you're going to
starting blue myself.
No, not starting blue yourself, because it's too late now. Because you don't know.
No, but like before starting red, I should probably start blue so we don't cross our path. So I get bottom skull, and he gets top skull.
But how do you know that, Gabriel? Xin Zhao usually likes to start red a lot.
Yeah, he usually likes to start red. You're right.
So I think it's all good to start red. We just need to adapt here. That's all, Gabriel. We don't need to overthink it right now. So the way you'd path right now is you do red, Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, blue. Don't worry about Rift Sculler at all because you give that to Xin. I would not worry about Gromp at all because you do Gromp really slow as Ekko, right? Because you're an AoE clearer.
Yeah,
Loop all
exactly.
the way around down here. Rift Scuttler and potentially look for a gank bot or mid's obviously hard because the great thing about you ganking bot here is that Xin Zhao is going to be topside. So it's free bot, you know?
True.
So that's how you path. And also as well, if Xin spends a lot of time top, you also have the option to, by that time, take his wolves and take his Gromp. And that's going to give you a massive experience and gold lead. So does that all make sense, Gabriel? That needs to be your path in. Remember, it all revolves around it. It's got nothing to do with lanes right now. It's just, I'm an Ekko. I outscale a Xin. I just need to avoid Xin because I lose every 2v2 and every 3v3.
Yeah. But if he will be like top lane, he will probably reset and go to his bottom side to take his...
And if he doesn't show on any ganks, but if you're there, bot side, you have the options to take his wolves and Gromp.
Yeah, and if I saw him like top side, I will instantly go invade him because like season 10 is more about taking the other jungler's camps than taking your own camps. Just because of like the XP, like just denying him the most XP and gold possible, so he doesn't snowball early game.
All right, excellent gank here, Gabriel. I think this was really, really good. This is getting your Vlad fed. But okay, so now this is what needs to go through your head right now. So remember, we know Xin is topside based on his path, right? Yeah. So you've shown mid and you've shown walking topside. So Xin Zhao has a huge advantage right now. He knows where you are. You don't know where he is technically. So I would be very cautious walking into here. Especially the fact that you don't have top priority and you don't have mid priority. You need to be just very scared. Very, very scared of where Xin is. I think even doing this Rift Scuttler is very scared. You should check your jungle first. And here he comes. Look at this. On cue. Do you see everything we've talked about right there? I could predict this happening, you know, just by you walking into topside. Yeah, and you lost Rift Scuttler. So you see how the game plan had to be, thinking about, remember how important it was for Xin Zhao to start the information we had on blue. We needed to account for that here because this is just you not respecting what Xin Zhao can do, especially on that mid gank. So I think that mid gank was great, but all I'll do is come check this here and just be very cautious. Just sort of be like, because the good thing about Ekko, you can jump over walls, you can sort of run away. So just,
I could use my W to see if he took my.
Just come check. You'll see Xin Zhao here. You just greet him. You just wave to him, say, "Hi Xin, I know you're here." We know it's like, okay, I'm gonna actually welcome. You can take my jungle. I'll let you have it because I can't contest it. I'm just gonna go to bot Rift Scar. I'm gonna take your wolves, take your Gromp. You can have top side. I'll leave top to you. Like I respect your strength. That's all what's gonna happen here. Okay. So you think I should just back or like check camps if he did it? If he's there, like do my wolves. I think that ideally I want you actually to do your wolves. So he takes blue, but I want you to quickly take your wolves, even like smite it, and then loop all the way around down to Rift Scuttler. That's what I want you to do here, because he'll just be chilling on top.
Yeah, you're right.
So gave him that really good early start right now. Look at your position right now, Yusuf. You don't have any Rift Scuttlers. It's 4 minutes, and you have 12 CS. All you've done in the last 4 minutes is 3 camps and ganked mid.
Yeah.
So you see how that's really bad for Ekko based on your early game you need to have?
Yeah. I need to power farm to outscale the Xin and not dying early game.
All right, where's Xin Zhao right now, do you think?
He's coming, but he saw me, but he can easily do drag at this point.
So yes, the answer again is he's seen you. So he has a huge vision advantage right now. I would actually be terrified, absolutely terrified to walk into this bush. I would be like, he could be here waiting to kill me right now. Because again, remember the exact same thing. You showed me, you give Xin the free opportunity. Look how fed Xin is right now compared to you, you know? Yeah. So I think showing bot there was a big mistake. I think you should have just done Krugs and Raptors. Every camp you get right now, you need to be like thanking Xin Zhao for letting you get that camp. Because he could literally shut you down. If you're versing a challenger Xin Zhao, you'll lose every single camp right now. By showing on bot. Because you showed bot.
you're right.
So all your, as you said as well, all you need to do is just power farm here. We're on the defense. We just need to scale up. All right. So where do you think Xin Zhao is still right now?
Right now, his red spawns in his blue spawns in 1 minute.
And he spent a lot of time top.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time top.
Which means
he should definitely be bot side.
Correct.
Right now.
So we can't be looking for a gank at all, Yusuf. This is incredible. I mean, not Yusuf.
Gabriel.
This is incredibly risky.
Yeah.
And look at this. On cue. So you see how we can predict these things very easily before it even happens? These are very high-risk plays.
True. Yeah, like I said, I'm too aggressive and I'm dying way too much, like, early game. Even if though I get a lead, like the gank mid was...
Yeah, that one was good. So you can be aggressive, Gabriel. That's all good. But be aggressive with intelligently. So you're aggressive without worrying about the Xin Zhao at all. And who wins in terms of aggression? Like right now, you've fed Xin Zhao so much right now. So you've died top. You just messed up that gank bot. So I think your problem is actually tracking the enemy jungler and not respecting that you're an Ekko into a Xin Zhao. Identifying that you're the weaker jungler. So you need to avoid him at all costs. So I think this is actually going to be very, very helpful for you in your next games. So this is all I want to go over. This is it. I mean, done. I mean, it looks like you actually win this game somehow.
Yeah, yeah. I was like three or four levers behind, but like they did like Baron, and I stole it somehow, and like that turned around the game because the Vlad. I was just trying to peel as much as I could, and I get the Vlad. He got really fed, and we just won the game really late game. I was useless the whole game because of that. Like how
game. That's
behind.
Right, yeah.
Like
terrible.
I was
game,
just
Gabriel.
useless the whole game. Apart, like the Barons steal alone. That was the best thing that I did the whole game. That's it.
So there you go. That's your early jungle path review, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions around that?
Not about a game, but like in general, what I was trying, like the way that I should like improve in solo queue, because right now what I set myself was like I'm trying to expand my champion pool because I was always like playing Ekko, Volibear or Ekkarem, but like now like because I'm playing with my friends like in Clash, and I'm always playing like in tier 1 and with like Diamond 2 and Diamond 1 and like I'm either really like I'm playing good or I'm completely getting destroyed by this like high elo. So I'm just trying to improve like team play. So like I chose 5 champions that I want to really get good at, like G4, Ekko, Olaf, Zac, and what's the 5th one? Like let's say like Volibear. Like so I'm trying like to main, and like the way like I should like improve in solo queue. I don't know how.
So is your question around champion pool or how to improve in solo queue?
Like my question is more like, do I have like to have like a consistent champion pool to play around, and then like what to do to improve in solo queue?
So I think champion mastery is everything in League of Legends. So you broaden your understanding of the game through mastering a single champion or 2. So I wouldn't worry about having 5 champs, way too much. Choose 2, max 3 champs and go all in on understanding their strengths, weaknesses, their champion identity, and mastering the game and jungle fundamentals through that champion. Because as a jungler, you actually need... What's actually more important than the actual champion itself is like path in, objective control, and when you have champion mastery, all these things, you don't need to think about playing the champion anymore. It's all muscle memory. So you can be thinking about how to win the game more than playing the champion itself. So that's how you actually climb in solo queue, is by making sure that you understand all the champion identity so well, and you don't need to think about mechanics at all, that you are able to think more about how to win the game through jungle fundamentals and execute on them. So I want you to choose 2 champs, max 3. Don't worry about team play, don't worry about Clash. You get better through League of Legends by, again, mastering 1 champ and learning jungle fundamentals through that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, kind of. Another way of thinking, I think like I should I was thinking like how to improve like like my skills. I was thinking like to take something and like to work on it like during this week, like to set my objectives, and doesn't matter if I win or lose, like just trying to improve like this aspect of my gameplay.
Well, you
Like,
have it right now.
is that
This stuff right now that I want you to improve on this one thing.
okay?
Early jungle tracking, and when you make an aggressive play or a gank, think about, do I win this 3v3? Where's the enemy jungler?
Okay.
That's it. That's all you're going to focus on this week. All right, Gabriel?
Like, yeah, I made like I don't know if you have like a list, because I just made like a list of like of skills. I don't know if I will tell you to them if you tell me if I have to like put something more. I put clear efficiently, pathing, counter jungling, invading, ganking, countering ganking, lane priority, secure objectives, track the enemy jungler, avoiding losing fights, diving, vision control, map awareness, recall timings, and not dying much early game. Like I put like max five deaths per game, and camp sequencing.
That's a great list. I'd worry that you can't work on all of those at once, right? That's like perfect League of Legends if you can do all that constantly. So choose one and focus on it. So I think that right now, I think you have a good idea about jungle tracking. So let's just try and focus on that for now, because we've obviously just gone over it.
Yeah.
All right, Gabriel, thanks for coming on the show. We'll
Thanks a lot for your help.
No worries. Here to help. See you later.
Thank you. Peace.
All right, that was our second guest there. I'll quickly take a look at chats, answer questions. Now's the time to ask questions if you have any. So Remen says, what are your thoughts on Rengar in current Season 10 meta? I think Rengar is definitely good. I actually haven't seen many Rengars. Obviously, Ocean map with Rengar is very OP, but that's obviously RNG. I think he's a good champ. And I think if you sort of, you know what I talked to Gabriel just before there about champion mastery, if you think Rengar's a champ you want to play, go all in on it and learn jungle fundamentals through that champ. I think he's definitely a very good champ, but he's sort of got a very unique identity in terms of the way you use your ults is very important. You can't waste your ults. Alright, so let's drag our next guest in here in a second. What server is this on? This is on OS, my home server. Thoughts on Mundo Jungle? I don't really like Mundo Jungle personally. I feel like the early game's too much out of my control to really impact. And obviously, you know, as I'm talking about early jungle clear in this show, I don't like him personally, but he can work. We have a one-trick Mundo player in our Discord server who's Diamond, and he plays it really well, so it definitely can work. Just need to play around his weak early game and clear. And ganks. His ganks also are very, very weak early. Like, pretty much a Mundo gank early, like, everything needs to be picture perfect for you in terms of wave needs to be pushed up. Really, ideally, you have laners with CC to follow you up. Which is sort of something you really don't always want to have to rely on. I feel like Shaco's a champ I want to learn, but as I'm new to jungle role, I'm afraid Shaco might be too huge of a leap before learning fundamentals. Any thoughts? I think there's no harm in it. Just go for it. Go for it. See how you like it. I think that the most important thing for learning League of Legends is just enjoying a champion. If you feel like Shaco's a champ you want to learn, go for it. If I tell you right now, go learn Warwick because he's easy, that's not a good enough reason. I think that with enough games on any champ, you can understand the fundamentals on him, and then you can just, again, focus on jungle fundamentals after that. How do you close a game faster and not extend it? Objectives. Break-in towers with Rift Held or not. Hydraulic press mindset, I'll talk about my Zinzao guide. I probably can't explain it to you, Frold, in just words here. I'll need to show you examples because it's very situational. It depends on what champs you're playing, what champs you're playing against. But in general, you need to get dragons, you need to get towers, you need to get Rift Heralds, you need to get barons to close out games quickly. And side lanes. Never get into a situation where you're ARAM in mid. As soon as you start ARAMing, you're just dice rolling. and trying to just team fight to win the game. I have lots of content on that on my channel that you can dig and find around closing out games quickly and accelerating games. Right, Archangel says, thanks again. Oh, okay, Gabriel. No worries, man. It was great to have you on the show. Oh, we're going to change the scene here. Right, so this is a Warwick player. .507 and a win. Right, this actually might be a great game right here to see how he could have accelerated the game faster. Looks like he had a good early game, so this might be really good for you, Frold. Alright, Rugpuppy, you are on the air.
Hey mate, how are you?
This has been a long time coming, I think. This is the first time you're on, right?
Yeah, it is. I'm normally at work, so
yeah, you're on most times, aren't you? Yeah, coronavirus has allowed you to improve at League of Legends.
That's correct. Well, I wouldn't say improve, but play more.
Okay, play more, which, I mean, we hope that that's making us improve, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm getting your game up right now on the screen.
Cool.
Okay, so this is a Warwick game of yours, and this is actually looks like a pretty decisive win. Why did you choose this game specifically, out of curiosity?
Just because I felt like this was a game I had a good first clear, but I'm also, you know, I don't know enough that I for sure did, and I think there would be room to improve it. So.
All right, great. Still think that that's definitely something we can learn from. So let's take a look at it here. All right, so obviously starting off, I talk a lot about win condition, early game pathing. I mean, that's what the point of this show is. Did you have a game plan going into this? Do you remember what it was?
I wasn't actually that sure in terms of like the stronger lanes. I kind of thought we'd lose the 2v top, so I wanted to path down to bot, mostly because I wanted the bot rift, because I like trying to get first dragon, and that just having vision around that, especially when
Okay, so quickly thinking about it right now. So Warwick obviously is a very strong early jungler. For some reason you have a Kayn mid, which is very interesting, but every time I look at mid, so mid's always a very good lane to pressure if possible. And I'm looking straight now at these two right here. Look at what they're running. Both melee champs and both running Ignite. So this is going to be a pretty full-on volatile lane. Yeah. And Warwick is very good at ganking melee champs. Like, yes, I think this is a perfect Warwick game, I'll be honest. I think this is actually literally all yours. So I think mid's an option. Garen has Ignite. Garen's a little bit strong. Wukong's also very strong. So I think, didn't you say you think you lose 2v2?
Yeah, mostly because I've had my ass kicked by sets before, and I'm just a little bit.
Gotcha. So I think Set's very easy to play around. I mean, obviously the big thing is you need to understand when he's got that full rage bar, when he's trying to do his, I think it's his W, that big. Yeah. So I think that you can just walk all over this Garen set if you play correctly. But it sounds like you've had some bad experiences in the past, so you might be biased towards that. But I'm telling you right now, I think that Wukong is very, very strong in terms of early. So I think top's an option, and bot is, I think, difficult. Bot's sort of something I would actually sort of stray away from, I think. Senna, Sona, this is sort of a scaling lane, but I mean, you still can kill Misfortune Leona pretty easily with Warwick. I mean, Warwick just has great options because the champ's so strong early, but I think it's topside. So I think that already you start in blue. There's so much for you to do on this map early. You need to start red and just start putting out pressure.
Okay.
So I only ever do this path on Warwick, blue, Gromp, Wolves, red, if I think it's like a bit of a slow, chill out early game. But this is going to be a high-paced early game. Remember, based on everything we've just said just then, with volatile mid, and it's like you got melee matchups everywhere to punish.
Yes, yeah. I also, as you see in a sec, I stop and do Wolves as well, because I looked at bot and it was pushing out. So I
bot's
thought
sort of your focus, yeah. I mean, that's right thinking. But I think I mean, but based on your game plan, right? But obviously, we've completely switched the game plan. I think it's way better for you to go top. So the other thing as well is going Water Walking Nimbus Cloak. This is not the runes you want to be going into this heavy melee team tanky comp. The best runes for this for Warwick is Cheap Shot and Relentless Hunter. So Cheap Shot helps you obviously get that true damage out. You don't need Nimbus Cloak at all because you don't have any problem of getting on champs with all these melee champs, right? So it defeats the purpose.
Even with Yas's dash, that's one thing I struggle with.
Should be fine. You just play around it. I mean, he can only dash through minions, and like Warwick is so fast coming into ganks with his W, right? You don't need to worry about that at all. Cheap Shot and Relentless Hunter. So Relentless Hunter I love because this is going to be, I can already tell this is going to be a heavy fast-paced game. I love though Relentless Hunter in fast-paced games on Warwick. And again, you can identify this through champ select with all these melee champs here with running Ignite and stuff. So does that make sense?
I think I just default to these runes all the time.
Yeah, I think in general these are very good runes, but I love to switch it out to...
Okay.
Actually, another option as well. Actually, no, what's actually even better here is actually Bone Plate and Revitalize.
Because it'll be scrappy, right?
Well, yes, it's great for the initial burst from champs like Garen, Set, and Yas, but look at your champs on your team for Revitalize healing.
True.
And Warwick also has healing himself, so you get huge value out of that. So those are the two options for runes. I think Warwick has 3 options for runes, and I just sort of went through my thought process for each of those, like healing champs for Revitalize, Bone Plate, and you're sort of into like aggressive champs, and then Relentless Hunter, Cheap Shot for lots of melee champs, high-paced game, and then Nimbus Cloak Water Walking for pretty much everything else.
Yep.
Alright, so we're going for a mid gank here. This is great. This is free kill, I think. Ooh, okay, so we flush here. Alright, so this is a situation where, so whenever you gank on Warwick, you need to think about charging up your fear early or not. So
yes,
you are so fast on Warwick because you got the blood thing on him right now. You don't need to worry about, all you need to do is just get on this guy and start auto attacking him with Q and E. And so Q and auto attacks. If he flashes, that's when you flash E him.
Right, flash default. Okay.
So understand in ganks as Warwick, when do you need to channel E and like look for a flash, and when you don't. So think about it right now. You could have closed all this distance on Yas, then he flashed. Instead of you flashing, then he flashes because you just trade flash for flash, right?
Yeah.
So you could close all that distance with your move speed. He flashes, then you flash after him and kill him.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an automatic reaction for me to like try and flash E engage, but
that's like the cool thing as Warwick, right? It's like, I'm going to flash in behind, right? But sometimes you don't need to do it. Like, understand it's like, well, sometimes simple legal, like, don't overthink things. Simple legal edges is just the best. So, very simple. I know it's not fancy just walking up, not using your E. It's going to feel weird, but it's very effective, trust me. Alright, but you do kill him anyway, so that's good. Bot is pushing, sets topside. You check his camps now here. They're not up.
Yeah, sorry, just the delay. Yeah, I kind of thought they might be because I knew he started bot side, but I think I was just there slightly too early, like 10 seconds.
You're close. You're very close. But yeah. Now we know. Yeah, they're around. I always think of bot camps around 4:20, 4:30.
Right.
Alright, how much gold do we have? We have 1100 gold here. So, Tiamat is definitely what we can buy right now. For Warwick, I think as soon as you have gold for Tiamat, you are figuring out a way how to base and get to that ASAP. I never want to fight or get forced, because right now what's happening is you're getting forced onto the map and fighting right now. And this could turn into some sort of situation where you're on the map for like, you're doing some crazy chase or some fight, and you don't have Tiamat. And like, just getting that Tiamat for the pressure is just way more important sometimes than taking these ridiculous fights. So always think about that when you have enough gold for Tiamat. It's a huge spike for you. I mean, I think this is still good.
I find it very easy to just stay on the map too long because I always feel like there's something I need to do or someone I need to help. But
items win games. Tiamat, like think about how much you can do on the map with the Tiamat Warwick. You're literally the strongest champion League of Legends, I think, with Tiamat at 5 minutes in the game.
Yeah. Was it correct to say for Raptors?
Remember, we're following the rule here. We need to base straight away to get Tiamat. You're going to lose too much tempo. I know that this is efficient. I mean, because it's right there. But the bad thing about this now as well, actually, is that you are now on the map right now, base in, and you're going to sort of be forced to go topside because you don't have bot camps here anymore. So now Dragon is hugely vulnerable. So the best thing... Yeah, there you go. And the best thing you could have done right there is, again, not take that fight, reset after Krugs. I don't care what's happened on the map. Create an efficient jungle path around Dragon. Gromp, Wolves, Dragon.
Yeah.
And yeah, and now you lose Dragon for it. So imagine that. You would have been bot right here. Right then.
Yeah.
And you would have probably just killed Set because you have Tiamat. So, the rule for I have as Warwick as well, it's like, I should never lose early drags. Especially the strength of Warwick early.
Yeah. I've definitely entered trying to get a few, though.
Well, I mean, obviously, there's lots of other factors going into that. It's like, what laners do I have? Do I have priority mid? You know, maybe sometimes you don't have your Tiamat for that drag fight. But in this situation, there's no reason you shouldn't get Dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, this is sort of, again, a repercussion of you wasting your flash mid. You could have killed Garen here if you had flash as well. So all these things add up, you know? You just flash kill him.
Which would have been great, because that Wukong was having a bit of a rough time.
And this pathing is all very, very weird now. I mean, this is sort of what you need to do, but this is why I say early jungle pathing is so important, because now you're sort of like doing your clear and you're sort of like stuck on bot side of the map. Like really, you need to just be thinking about top side, and you should have been thinking about top side. That should have been your game plan from day one, right? So, I mean, I don't like that you're walking right now. This scares me. You need to do Krugs and reset and just top for Rift Herald. Even though Wukong's having a hard time, I think bot... Looking at bot right now, I wouldn't worry about bot at all. Just mid and top still. Wukong still can do things.
I think I'm headed mid here, I think. The delay might be weird.
Okay, you do actually
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Once Kayn got that first kill, I thought, well, this is probably where I need to be.
Okay, well, this is still fine. But yeah, I mean, even coming down here to check camps, this is not worth counter jungling. It's way more worth for you to be looking up top, killing Garen, using Rift Herald to because Garen, you burnt his flash there before, right? So let's punish it. As soon as you get summoners, just keep going there, get free kills. So that's pretty much all I'm going to go over for your early game here. Do you have any other questions around that?
I guess it's a big vague question. I'm still really struggling with jungle tracking, just knowing where they're going to be so I can be there for a counter gank or avoid them. Like I consider, if I know where they start, I'm sort of okay, but then like I just sort of lose track, pardon the pun, by like minute 4, minute 5, and
Okay. So all you really think about that is so yeah, right now, I mean, the core information, you have to know where they start their first buff, right? So looking at the map right now, where is Garen and where's the enemy bot lane? Where do you think Set started?
I know he started right here. I know he started it.
That's right. So most junglers, pretty much all junglers, will do a 3 camp, red, into top Rift Scullers. You know he's going to be here around 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
After that, he has only a couple of options. He's either going to gank mid, gank top, invade your jungle, or just do his camps. As soon as he's finished that, it's around 4 minutes 30-ish. 5 minutes, I guess, sort of at the latest. Then he's just going to base and then go bot. So then you know he's on the opposite side. He's back to where he originally started at 5 minutes.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And that's it. It's as simple as that.
Give or take time lost for deaths and whatnot.
That's right.
But,
yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, obviously, there's lots of things that can happen. Like League of Legends is not that simple, but like in general, that's sort of the rules you follow.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you. That's right.
All right. No worries, Rugpuppy. Might see you next time. Thanks for coming on, and Keep on improving. See you later.
Thank you.
All right, so we've got 2 more guests left. We'll pretty much just power through these right now. Next one is going to be Yoon Kalk, who's actually been on here before. Archangel in the chat says, if you Q Yasuo while he flashes, Warwick will follow him, so you no need to flash unless he flashes before you can Q. That's another good point as well. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get our second last guest in here now. So this is a Olaf game on NA, bronze as well. Alright, Bowen, I'm going to drag you in right now. Alright, Bowen, you are on the air. Can you hear me all good?
Yep.
Excellent. Alright, so this is an Olaf game of yours. You have 9 deaths in this game. What happened?
Well, so early on, I wanted to get a late invade. Like, wanted to go to the I was playing against a Nunu, so I wanted to go to the red buff and invade it with. Let's see, let me pull up the game myself as well.
I'm getting up to your screen right now.
Yeah, I think it's a little delayed for me, but I just want to see who my laner is. Okay, so it's a Shen, and so I felt like we beat Mord Nunu early, so I wanted to get a late invade and take the red buff and then 3 buff the Nunu, and then just have that much pressure to where they can't really do anything on the map.
Yep.
But we ended up getting a kill on the Talon, and because he rotated and Diana rotated as well, but I wasn't able to steal the buff and I died. And I know I definitely made mechanical misplays on the invade, but from there, like losing the invade, I just don't know when you back out of it and when it's like too late, and like how do you recover like from that, because as Olaf I have so much early pressure, but if I don't get a good clear off, then I lose a lot of pressure on the map. So that was, I guess, the main issue that I was having, and that's why I wanted to get this game reviewed, was because I just want to know like how I can recover from an early like I don't know if it's really like possible with Olaf, because he's like so dominant early, but and then he drops off pretty hard.
Okay, so yes, this is a good question. So with the Olaf late invade sort of strategy, obviously you've worked with Jungle Diff around this a lot, right?
Yeah.
This is what I talked to him about as well. You need it to be non-expected for it to be very effective. So you see how right now what's happening right here? How obvious is it that you are thinking about aggression? Like the fact that you're literally in here, like whacking Nunu, like you're making it very obvious to the enemy team what your intention is. As soon as the enemy team is thinking about your intention, they're going to start playing around it.
So as soon as I see this, I should have just immediately backed and just settled for my red.
Yes, I think so. But as soon as this ward goes in this bush here, this is when you just go do your blue buff. So you see this ward here? Okay. Because they can set up this so much. Like they all know. It's like, where's the surprise factor? It's like, oh, Olaf's in my jungle, we can see him. What are you gonna do?
Alright, yeah. Okay. So I guess that was the main thing. And now I guess the only other question, like that I basically answered that. The only other question I really had from this game is like, what do I do if I'm down early? Like I saw the ward, so I tried repositioning here to like catch them off guard, because I knew that like the surprise would be ruined, right? But they didn't start the buff like I hoped they would, because they knew I was still there and they were waiting.
Okay, I mean I like this adaptation. This is definitely much better than you sitting in that brush. So you kill Talon here. I mean this is still fine. So as soon as you kill Talon here, you just go straight to your blue, Gromp, red, and then you can still do that strategy. Then fight Nunu off his bot camps. It's going to depend on what's going on bot. Actually, bot was Misfortune Thresh. That's actually pretty scary early lane. But that would be my general game plan. And because right now you can't contest red. Like Q smite Nunu, you can never outsmite that, right?
True.
So just back off. So you see how you go back in here? This is again a huge mistake. This is just this is just a fiesta.
Right.
Where's
I just
Talon?
didn't.
Where's Talon?
I guess I just don't know what happens when the invade fails. You know, and like.
Yeah, so step one is make sure the invade doesn't fail, and step number two, once it's failed, understand and recognize it's failed, and then go do something else that's safer.
Okay.
Right?
So
those are steps
as soon as I see that first word, I should probably have just dipped.
Absolutely. So that.
Or even after I hit the Nunu, because the Nunu, like, I guess what I thought, like during the game, I thought since I got the Nunu so low that the Nunu was just gonna recall, give up red, and then go immediately to the blue buff. And that didn't happen. So.
But I mean, think about the timing here. By the time you knock him out here, he has plenty of options. He can be like, because remember, they all see you here. So as soon as they see you here, they're going to potentially come and fight you off this because they know what you're doing, right?
Okay.
And you're against a Conqueror Mordekaiser right now. Conqueror Mordekaiser is annoying. Like you only have one. It's like one Conqueror champ versus one Conqueror champ, and Shen's not that very useful in terms of early game.
Okay.
So yeah. So hopefully that's all I literally want to cover for you, Bowen, because this is. I mean, it's basically. Never get into this situation as Olaf because you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, so, basically what happened there is I just got destroyed early, and then I messed up my early clear now because, like, I'm not on the map because I know I have to clear camps to, remain relevant. Nunu scales on me, so at this point they know that this is basically, like, just by messing this up, this is basically a free game for them.
That's right.
And then to make matters worse, like, my Diana like went kind of even with the Talon at first, but then the Talon outroamed her and just shut her down, and then she started flaming me, so like she was just done with the game.
Well, that's
and
fine.
From there I autopiloted. So.
All right, that's what Talon strength is. So we need to sort of think about playing around that as well. But yep, early game. This is why early game's so important. This is why I have this show, Bowen. All right. Thanks for coming on. Hopefully this was helpful for you. And
that's all I wanted to cover. I just wanted to know, I guess, when I should back off. So I guess here this game they placed a ward at 115. So I won't get to my buffs on time, but it's still more worth it.
You still have to.
Yeah.
Because this is not going to work. They know you're here. You don't have sleeper to clear it. So the key rule you need to understand in League of Legends is know when to cut your losses. So game plan failed. They know your intention. Cut your losses. Go to blue.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense because here, even if I, since I lose this anyway, I just burned another 30 seconds of tempo, and I just lost another 30 seconds plus my death, the death timer, and having to go back to my camp. So I probably lost a minute of time.
And every second counts in League of Legends.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. See you later, Bowen. See you next time.
Yep.
All right. That was a pretty quick one. Let's move into our last guest here, and that's going to be it for the show here. Again, if you guys have any questions in the chat, let me know. Now's the time. So last one here is a gold player. Kayn over on the North American server. This looks like it is probably a win game, 16, 2, and 8. So I'm going to drag you in here in a second, Steamy Melon. Frold says, is it better to full clear Olaf or do 3 camp blue Gromp red? Olaf's probably the most versatile jungler in the game. You can do lots of things. But you really do need red and blue to sort of keep up, to sort of do something after that. Because Olaf is very mana intensive. Obviously that's why you start Talisman if you always want to start red. I think the best, and the strategy I sort of briefly went over with Bowen there, was it's very good to early invade because you're so strong, and take a buff and use that momentum to deny the enemy team to get your, say, red buff, and then you 3 camp the enemy jungler, and then you're very far ahead in terms of experience and gold. So I think that 3 camp is okay for Olaf, but doing your Krugs and Raptors, you do them so quickly. I don't like skipping Raptors and Krugs. But I think, again, Olaf's very versatile. You can make a lot of things work. And again, this is where it comes into strength of laners, what jungle you're playing against, can you punish them? Do you really need to gank a lane ASAP because it's some sort of matchup? So, that's the beauty about League. It's very complicated, but rewarding when you sort of things work out for you. Have a good game plan. All right, Steamy Millen, you are on the air. Can you hear me all good?
Yeah, I can.
You've come on the show before, right? This is not your first time?
Yeah, my first time was, I think, the last one you did.
Gotcha. What's your name again? I forgot.
Josh.
Josh, that's the one. All right, Josh. So this is a pretty dominant Kayn game, it looks like. Why did you think to review? Why did you want this one specifically?
Well, part of it was I felt like I achieved my goal from the start, which was to kind of make sure that the enemy bot lane doesn't get ahead and my Twitch and casting skill. But I actually sent it because while I do well, my jungle pathing kind of gets off kilter around what happens in the early game. Like it gets kind of messed up to what I'm expecting.
Okay. Alright, well, we can definitely take a look at it. My first initial reaction right now is, do you think this is a better blue or red Kayn game?
In my opinion, it was a better blue game, but that was just me being kind of greedy. Because I was thinking, if I can give us good strength in the mid game, Casting and Twitch are gonna be able to scale into the game, be really strong. And there's the Squishy Vayne, Pantheon, and Lucian I can go after. So that was why I went blue. But I think Kayn OTP brought it up. That is probably a better red game.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you really think Pantheon's a squishy champion?
Well, no, but he's not super tanky. He's got his E, obviously. So.
Yeah. So.
But my mindset was he's squishy enough. I was
Yeah.
kind of mentally gymnasting it.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I can sort of maybe see blue Kayn working here. I mean, obviously it's very good for killing a Lucian and a Vayne, but I mean, in terms of scaling this game, the amount of scaling you have, and Nunu's not going to be able to really put out enough pressure to warrant you not getting away with scaling as red Kayn, and red Kayn's very good into Renekton, Nunu, and Pantheon. I will say it, he's good into Pantheon. Then blue Kayn is, I think, the way to go. But I mean, obviously it works out for you, but that's just my initial reaction. So let's take a look at it.
This is where it starts to kind of go a bit more off kilter.
Okay, so we're invading a blue buff. So as Kayn, do you like taking camps like blue and Gromp?
No,
Okay.
I really don't. But my
We
team
don't.
was suggesting it. I was like, okay, I can kind of see how this could annoy the Nunu's plan, because I figured the Nunu was just gonna go top and put a lot of
Never
pressure on.
listen to your team, Josh. You're the jungle. Are they controlling your characters? Do they understand that Kayn needs to do Raptors and Krugs for efficiency? They don't. Right?
No.
So don't listen to your team. I love it how you say, oh, I can sort of see how it kind of works. I don't want to hear kinda. I want to hear, this is my game plan. This is what I'm doing. This is how it's going to win me the game. Right? So I never want to get into the situation where I'm literally taking a blue buff, because Kayn is the worst Gromp clearer in literally League of Legends. But it looks like it works out. So you get a bit lucky here. I mean, I guess you still can clear your entire top side here.
I don't.
Okay.
Because Nunu's gonna head to my
your
blue,
blue.
and I want to show up and say, hey, you're not gonna have access to my jungle.
I like that. I actually like that. I like this. Nice. You push him off it. Oh, okay. So, okay, this is a situation where, definitely stop hitting blue. It looks like it's reset. This is great. You've got him off the blue. That's a win. You can easily 3 camp him right now. So your bot's actually roaming up. This is good. But all your job here is to push Kayn off. Nunu off. I mean, Nunu's actually a pretty annoying champ. He has consumed smart, so he could probably take this and run away. But that's fine. Then you have information. He's actually going to... I mean, double blue buff Nunu is not ideal. He's still going to be level 2 off this as well, so he's going to be pretty useless. So push him off that. Do your Gromp. We'll just literally full clear, and then just back bot side and prep for Dragon.
Okay.
But Thresh roams up, which is really good. So you're lucky your bot lane is very competent in this game.
Yeah, they're pretty react.
Take his Raptors. Okay, this is perfect given the situation. Take his Krugs. Love this. This is actually very good. You're punishing Nunu hard here. This is really good.
Yeah. My big issue was my jungle ends up for a long time here, But I guess I'm punishing him pretty heavily off this.
Absolutely, yeah. You're forcing him to a decision. You're forcing him to make a decision. Is he going to go try and take your 3 camps topside? Which he's going to be very slow doing. Like, he's not the fastest. Nunu's not the fastest jungle clearer, even though he's consume. Which is good. But we need to think. We need to think here. As soon as you do Krugs here, where, like, Nunu's, in his mind, he's conceded bot to you, right? Where's he going to go out of base?
Probably straight to my jungle. He doesn't end up doing that.
To what? Topside or bot?
To my topside jungle, like my... he should know that I didn't take red buff, so he should go take that, probably.
Yep. So, given that, we want to get into his face and deny that again. So, don't worry about bot at all. You got great vision of this already. You know that he hasn't showed up in any wards on these camps right now. Base, and you go straight topside and defend your camps up here. And then you can just move bot side and take these camps. Because you need to make sure Nunu doesn't take these camps, because he's so far behind. Think about how far behind Nunu is. If you take his Raptors and Krugs here, then you go top and block him out of topside. What camps has Nunu done right now in this game? All he would have done for the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game is red, wolves, gromp, and maybe he'll get away with a Rift Scuttler. That's it. And you would have done his blue, your Raptors, his Raptors, his Krugs, and full clear. You'll be like literally 4 or 5 camps ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important for you to base here instead of doing this Rift Scuttler. You can get this at later stage of the game. Don't worry about this.
Yeah.
So it's more important for you to defend your top camps right now. Because he could be taken. And the worst thing about this now is now you've showed bot. So you're literally letting Nunu get back into the game right now. Because then he knows your bot level 3. He's like, well, he must have done my Raptors and Krugs. So he could severely punish you for this. But he looks like he's not either. So this is actually a huge mistake showing bot there as well. I was actually okay with maybe doing blue Gromp Wolves and then moving topside. But you've literally just let him get back into the game potentially. But it looks like he doesn't do it. So you're lucky that he's not sort of punishing you for that.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of brought up an issue I had with bot lane ganks. I keep ganking bot throughout the game, and like the Thresh keeps dying, and I'm not sure if... I'm usually trading, so it's usually the Thresh for either Pantheon or Rain, but I wasn't sure if that was like a good thing to happen. Kind of.
Okay, well, I think what's way more important than ganking right now, and as Kayn player, I mean, you getting level 6 and just farming is way more priority. You haven't done your Krugs once yet. Krugs is the most important camp in the game to get the scaling experience and gold on it, so you need to clear it initially first. Raptors are up. Whenever Raptors are up for Kayn, I need to have a really damn good reason for Raptors to be up. All your bot side camps are up. This is way more important than even thinking about going for bot ganks here. Like, you win this game through that early game, just by farming, you know?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So it does work out there. Farm. Alright, this is what I like to see. Oh, you're skipping your Raptors and Krugs again. What are you doing? What are you doing, Josh?
Yeah.
You're going for his red.
Yeah, this is super greedy, and I don't quite know why I do this, because it doesn't make sense to me, looking back at it.
Do you have mid priority? Do you know where Nunu is? Where's bot lane? 3 questions.
Yeah. Well, I immediately see Pantheon start to head there, so I waste time. So time that I could have done my Raptors and Krugs.
Alright, well, that was still a good gank there. So, I mean, things are still working out for you, but I think it's a little bit by just sort of right place, right time. Sort of luck, time in a way, but I can't really always say just luck in League of Legends, but
yeah,
you definitely put out a lot of pressure. So, it's definitely good, but yeah, this is what I want to take a look at for the early game, but just be thinking about when you're ditching your camps, is it worth it, you know? So I think you've done definitely enough right here in the game to definitely win this game. But I think the key thing there is to always think about junglers. What can they do? Where are they going out of base? Especially when you shut them down early, you get a lead. So then you can block all their options. Really important.
Okay.
Skills as a jungler. So do you have any other questions, Josh, around that?
Let's see. I had some notes up. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you kind of already answered it, because I was like, in this game, I kind of felt like I had weak dragon pressure, despite like me constantly showing. Like, I feel like I could have got some more dragon pressure in the early game, but
yeah. I mean, Kayn's not the best dragon taker, but I definitely think given your winning bot lane, definitely figure out a way how to get a dragon. Like, well, as soon as you have a winning bot lane, you need to think, okay, I need to create efficient jungle path and I need to think about how to get dragon. That's the priority objective here, especially a fire drag. The enemy team should not be getting this, even though it's a Nunu, because your bot lane is a Thresh Twitch. That's 4-0.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. I don't think my Krugs get like taken in the first 12 minutes of the game.
Yeah, that's I will hammer you for that if I look at this the next 5 minutes, because Krugs, especially on Kayn, have to get Krugs. Krugs, kill your damn Krugs. They give the most experience in gold.
Yeah, I normally try to do them more often, but this game, I don't know, I kind of just felt the pressure to keep showing on the map. Which I guess it's kind of selfish, because I just wanted to like have way more impact on Nunu. Well, on the map than Nunu. That's kind of greedy.
Yeah, I think that's a good mindset. That's great. You definitely want to still have map impact. You just don't want to AFK farm. If you can have map impact, you can have map impact. I think you did a good job. But again, I think some of this was based on a bit of luck, you know, but you don't want to be looking at luck at your games, you know?
Yeah, consistency.
Yeah, and
building
consistency comes to building a lead through camps, jungle camps. You could have built a very easy lead, especially against Nunu, if you just defended those top camps from him. But again, he didn't punish you for it, so you got away with it.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
All right, Josh. Thanks for coming on, and I'll potentially see you next time.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, see you later.
See ya.
All right, that's going to be it for this episode here. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll take a quick look at chat before I head off. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. James says, learnt from the best. You've made me go from iron to gold. That's awesome to hear, James. All right. So I do this once a week. This time, every week. I think it's 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I forget. Because we actually have daylight savings in Australia. So we lost an hour. But around this time, every week, I did have a 2-week hiatus, but definitely going to be continuing these each week. I have a lot of fun doing these, helping you guys become better junglers. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.